Hello everyone, I'm Sidan. Welcome to my project, Home on Type. It aims to explore the role of a community pub in creating a sense of community belonging and enhancing social well-being to help reverse the shutdown of a community pub. After I set the target, I explored social well-being in the context of a community pub as a start point. My initial desk research helped me focus more on independent-run pubs, such as family-run pubs and traditional neighborhood pubs, as my definition of the community pubs. I also found the distribution gap of typical community pubs between Northern Wards and Southern Wards in Glasgow, which led me to continue further engagement from the South Side. The 6 expert interviews helped me gain initial insights into the relationships among community pubs, community residents, and microscopic community cultures. So, the purpose of my subsequent engagement is to further figure out the relationship between an independent-run pub and its located community. Microscopically, it tried to explore the culture and demographics interplay between community pub and its located community, where, from a microcosmic perspective, are intended to research the various groups, their interactions, relationships, and attitudes involved in the community pub and community system. During this phase, I mainly used the case study and in-depth interviews to collect information. I chose 3 communities in the South Side, Govan, Gobles, and Govan Hill, and 1 community, Partick, in the northern part, and 4 community pubs, the Park Bar, the Laurie Aston, Nissan's and Edison Arms in those areas. The next 3 pages present my case study analysis. Every community and its pubs have charming characters and services, like the Highlander and Islander culture in Partick, the noticeable demographic migration and industrial changes in Govan, diverse immigration cultures, even the non-alcohol culture in Govan Hill, impacted the featured services and demographics of their community pubs. Based on the case studies, I'm sure that a traditional community pub can play A or more roles in creating a sense of community belonging. But to think further, who needs the sense of community belonging created through a pub, and how can they feel the sense of community belonging? It involved 5 critical roles in my research: pub staff, regular drinkers, non-regulars and non-drinkers, and outside community residents. Their sense of community belonging comes from different aspects, such as familiar social capital, historical and cultural traditions, getting integrated into the community life easily, and community contributions. So, what are the challenges for the community pubs in creating and strengthening the sense of community belonging? The pub staff need to enhance the community sense to extend the community bond to non-regular drinkers and non-drinkers. Those non-regulars and non-drinkers have a challenge in building the awareness of public health. They could take the community pub as an entrance to get to know the community. And for the regular drinkers, they may feel a gap in passing on the traditional pub or drinking culture to the younger generation or the non-regular drinkers. So how to strengthen the sense of community belonging through a community pub? Based on my key insights, I proposed 6 initial how might we questions and 8 initial ideas for the 3 critical roles: pub staff, regular drinkers, non-regulars and non-drinkers. And I collected the feedback from 5 regular drinkers and 4 pub landlords. They gave me helpful feedback in terms of both initial target users and ideas. First, pub landlords are the key to promote the community spirit. So here I would identify the pub staff and pub landlords. If I take the pub as an inside contest, then pub landlords and regular drinkers would be the insiders. They usually have a reliable and durable connection to each other. And the non-regulars and non-drinkers are the comparative outsiders. Both pub landlords and right drinkers prefer to attract them to get into the community pubs, but with different purposes, such as economic benefits for pub landlords, while the social and cultural benefits for regular drinkers. As to the preferred initial ideas, I realized the solutions should be holistic. So I resort and matched the selected ideas. The public information channels to attract non-regulars, the beer mice and postcards to promote communication between non-regulars and regular drinkers, and the town cards to celebrate the first pint for new customers into different stages. Therefore, my final cycle challenge is building the public house mindset to the non-regular drinkers and non-drinkers. Considering the complicated cultural reasons, feasibilities, and customer life cycle, I would like to identify the non-drinkers as future target users, and currently just focus on the non-regulars as my target users. And the end users will involve pub landlords, non-regulars, and the regular drinkers with various benefits. In a word, the definition of my proposal is a pub service currently to help the non-regular drinkers who are new to a community to build a public house mindset through a community pub, which aims at helping non-regular drinkers become aware that a community pub could be an entrance to get to know the community, helping them feel welcomed by the regulars, and helping the pub landlord attract more non-regulars, even non-drinkers in the future, increasing their business. To be specific, it involves three roles in my service process. Mike, a non-regular drinker from Poland. He is also a newcomer to the south side in Glasgow. He intended to get more community information, such as tenancy information and other community activities. Alex is our local pub landlord with some community sense, but wants to attract new customers for economic and social benefits. James is a regular drinker who lived in the community for over 30 years. Previously, the Irish culture made him prefer to grab a pint after work. Now he has retired and lived alone. Alex's wee pub is more than a pub for him. So let's see Mike's journey. Alex collected and published some community information on the notice board outside the pub. One day, Mike was passing Alex's pub. He glanced at the notice board and stopped to read a flight tenancy notice card. That attracted Mike to get through the pub's door. Alex introduced him to another regular drinker to get tenancy information. Before Mike left, Alex invited him to choose a postcard printed with the history in different decades of this pub and community. Mike only needs to write down his name and address on the back and put the postcard into an enclosed envelope, and put that into a box corresponding to the month he wishes to receive it. Alex or some regular drinkers will write his postcard to him. 2 weeks later, Alex prepares to send some postcards. He makes a regular call to James, as usual, and invites him to write some words to the new customers, including Mike. James was quite happy to do that. Alex sent the postcards with Royal Mail. The postman posted that into Mike's mailbox. When Mike returns home, he got the postcard written by James, which makes him feel welcomed and warm. Another 2 months later, Mike becomes a regular visitor to Alex's pub to chat or drink. He even got his tankard engraved with his name and the date he got through the door for the first time in the pub, since Alex kept date records with corona restrictions. I asked another 4 participants for feedback on the 2 physical prototypes involved in my service process. We could see the refined ones, the notice board with community notice cards, and the postcards printed pub or street scenes from bygone times. Pub is an abbreviation of public house. Its nature is a meeting place. A community pub could be more inclusive for various groups, with community-centered services. Through this project, I would say, people make pubs, pubs make Glasgow alive. So that's my story of the project, Home on Type. Thanks for your time to listening. See you next time.